Well, as we've been already talking about, I have only played nothing but Kura no Kiseki this week. Um,
Hey, I know someone's gonna be very pleased to hear this.
no, he doesn't care about me playing it. He cares about you playing
This is true. This is true.
it. And I mean he's there for like 95% of my streams, so because I've been streaming it. Um, and it's fun. But like Vaughn is, I've stated so many times, Vaughn is the best protagonist. Even if I include Estelle, which just I mean Estelle's funny, but Vaughn's just the most relatable protag out of the entire series.
He is a man after my own heart. Chocolates, baths, nice cars.
Nice
I'm a
guys.
little iffy on that last one because I don't give a shit. But the
No,
other
no, no.
two,
He
very important.
he mainly cares about his car.
This is fair. His nice car, which he has
Yeah,
stripped out. Fair enough.
yeah. So I went through a I did like a 10.5 hour stream the other day. One of my days off.
Ooh.
I had plans during that day, but like those fell through, and I was like, okay, well, screw it, I'll just fucking stream. And then 10.5 hours later, I'm in chapter 4 now, which is apparently a really long chapter, but also apparently a chapter where a bunch of spoiler shit goes down because I went and raided Cleese one night, and I was like, you're ahead of me, so I probably won't stick around for long. And he goes, yes, leave. I was like, okay. So he was like, I just got through seeing something very spoilery, and I need you to leave. And I was like, okay.
Ah,
So, that's been fun. I have unlocked the knowledge of how to do the orbment system in that game.
mm-hmm.
Because it's weird. You have 4 sets of orbment lines, and um, each of them give you different types of shard abilities, which are like percentages of like passives that you can get uh have done throughout the game. Some of them apparently give you like increased percentage when you attack from like the back or whatever. So I need to like actually like look into that a little bit more because I don't actually do the attacking from back very often. Um, but you get these different shard abilities depending on how much of of different elements of each orbment you have in like in each line.
Mm-hmm.
So like I currently have like a 25% chance of doing a strength down on like a normal auto attack. Uh, One of my characters has like a 10% chance of casting a shield on somebody that's about to get hit.
Oh, that's
Uh,
super convenient.
2 of my characters have a if the enemy's health is low enough when I do an attack, it automatically one shots them to like to execute them. So that's pretty good. I might need to grind a little bit because I've gotten to a point where I've ran out of Sepith and money, so I might need to actually grind because I've just got another character in my party, and I'm running out of orbments. I'm running out of quartz to to slot in these orbments, and he seems like he's going to be a pretty good caster. So I'm gonna need quartz. So I gotta get the grinding.
The sweet, sweet quartz.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to find out how you managed to break that augment system because I'm sure it's just as broken as every other one.
I'm not 100% sure. I was trying to look up builds last night for it or whatever, and like outside of getting a game facts like post saying ask people asking like what did you build, and then like just people listed off Vaughn caster or Vaughn like uh fucking S break spam, and like everybody
Mm-hmm.
else like casters or debuffers or whatever. They didn't go into like specifics or whatever. They're just like, oh, I just did this, and I'm like, okay, well that's cool, but that's not what I'm here for. I'm here for what did you slot into your characters? um all of chapter 3 or whatever was a bit of a gimmick section because every single boss in that chapter paralyzed, and I didn't realize it was going to be that much of a gimmick until like about halfway through that chapter, because those bosses are fucking annoying and paralyzed is fucking annoying. So I had to search and see like what type of items I had or like what type of accessories I had. And the translation translates paralysis to erosion, whatever. It's apparently an erosion debuff and not actually like paralysis. So I had to like find accessories that had like a percentage of. I have accessories that give you a 90% like chance to not be or not have the erosion debuff put on you. That helps for everything except for the final boss of that chapter. The final boss of that chapter has a 100% chance to paralyze you. But thankfully, I was overpowered enough to where I didn't really need to worry about that. I showed you the intro of Reset Twinings.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
yeah, that's honestly one of the best scenes I've seen in that game. Not only does she come in like a badass, but she has a craft that gives you like a 2,000 shield buff on all characters. And it's both like I think it's both magic and physical defense up as well.
Mm.
And then I pair that along with Agnes, who had just put like a shield craft on her, and they actually separate shields and health bar in this game. So like it'll flash your health bar and then flash your shield bar, and you can get a maximum of like 3,000 HP shield bar as well. So she's a little bit broken, but she's kind of Little didn't agree with me, but I said she's kind of the Sharon replacement, I guess. Like we don't have Sharon in this game, so we have Rosette, who kind of fills the same role as Sharon. She's a service concierge for a technological company that Vaughn works with. Like he's testing some shit out with. But she ends up being like a party member later on. But she can just kind of do everything, and she looks like a maid. Looks like a battle
I can
maid.
see how you got there. Yeah, fair enough.
So, yeah. I mean, I'm having a crap load of fun with that. Other than that, uh, anime. I've been watching Spy Family, which is probably the best show airing this season. It's the most hilarious show airing this season, actually.
Everyone seems to be absolutely infatuated with it.
Oh yeah.
So good, so good. I mean, it's Mr. and Mrs. Smith, the anime
With child.
with the
With
telepathic
chaotic
child, with the
Yeah.
telepathic child. Fucking
The faces they draw that kid with are
yeah.
Yeah, they're very
amazing.
good. I've seen the expressions.
It's in the most recent episode. She's going. They're moving in the wife or whatever, and so she's like trying to help her unpack, and she's about to like open up the box that has all of her weapons and poisons in there or whatever, and because she's an assassin, and she's like no, leave that to mom, and she's thinking in her head, she goes, no, that's where all my poisons and stuff at, and then like the kid's face immediately goes so yeah, that anime is really good. So every like Saturday, Sunday, I look forward to that. But I think that's actually all. I didn't play any 14 this week, because after doing the patch, I don't need to do anything else. Yeah, that's all I did this week.
Oh, tame.
14, what's that?
Yeah, well, what is that? Final Fantasy 14? What's that?
Yeah, but I actually played. You'll be surprised. I played
Yu-Gi-Oh?
Vampire the Masquerade.
Oh,
Yeah,
which one?
I played Bloodlines.
Oh, you
Okay.
did?
Yeah. I got the unofficial patch, which is supposed to do. And I played this when it was out ages ago. It's just one of those nostalgic plays again.
Yeah, it released sometime in early 2000s, in the early 2000s, right? 2003 to
Yeah,
2005.
it was way back.
Yeah,
Everything looks so janky.
I
I
bet.
bet.
Like because I just went through like the questionnaire with a friend, because when you in character creation you got a question, you have a choice: just make up a straight character all by yourself, or take the questionnaire. And some of the questions, they're amusing. They put you in different clans. We ended up with the Toreador, which is the Fancy Pants clan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, but when the character walks, the walk cycle is for the female characters. The hips swing
Oh,
out
that's a lot
side
of
to
play.
side,
Yeah,
but they're
there you
hunched
go.
over somehow. It looks so.
Wait, they hunch and hip sway?
Yeah, it was. Oh my god, it's a very bizarre animation. So that amused me walking around. And actually, I was impressed because um in the game there's radio stations and TV programs and that kind of, and laptops you can access and stuff like that, and they're full of things to listen to or watch or just read. There's a lot of stuff for a game back then. I thought that was quite good. I just sat around just listening to the radio for ages.
Oh, brilliant. Love a bit of world building.
Yeah. And Lacuna Coil, for some reason, is a band that's always promoted in the game.
Dude, I love Lacuna Coil. Lacuna
Okay.
Coil is such a good band.
You get sent to a safe house, and the first thing you see is like a Lacuna Coil poster above the bed.
All right, help out the uninformed.
Yeah,
I have
and
never heard of
pizzas
this band
everywhere.
before.
There's like pizzas everywhere.
Hey,
Uh,
So many
look, that's
boxes of
just
pizzas.
that's
you
just
play
being realistic.
you played Guitar Hero 3, right?
Yeah, but not like that.
Lacuna Coil was on. Like Lacuna Coil's one of Lacuna Coil's songs was on there.
Mm.
Yeah.
I
Really
already
good
have a
song.
notion of what their
Mhm.
of what they must sound like because of the game that they are featured so prominently in. But
Yeah, you can
I
picture it.
imagine it's one of those like gothic metals or symphonic metal type of thing.
Yeah, I'll send. I'm gonna send it to you right now. And we can listen to it later.
Yeah.
Sure.
So when I first played through ever way back when, I was playing as a Nosferatu because I like that clan the most. You end up in the sewers and stuff, feeding on rats. Jolly good fun. So it was interesting, like going through basically the opposite side of the spectrum. You're charming your way into places and stuff. You meet this really annoying ghoul, and ghoul is like basically a servant of a vampire who's still human but has adopted some traits from their master because they drink their blood.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, yeah, they're like hooked on it basically. And it's really fucking annoying. Like, the one thing you have to do is make sure you don't break the masquerade. And this dude was just shouting about you being a vampire in the middle of the street. like,
Well, he's
like,
gonna die.
it's like, whoa, dude, are you a vampire? That's so cool. And I'm just like thinking, there's literally like someone right next to us. I'll
Oh my
keep your
God!
secret, man. I'll keep your secret. My lips are sealed. I'm okay.
But it's so cool.
Oh my god, I wanted to slap him. And then you go into like a club, is it Asylum, and you meet the owner. There's two owners, the twin sisters. There is a spoiler thing about that, but yeah, they're pretty cool. Yeah, I I'm enjoying going through that game again, even though how janky it is.
Oh no, I go through
But
those
that's the
games
power
all
of
the time.
nostalgia for you.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
It's good fun.
Speaking of nostalgia, I'm going to continue this train because I
Oh, go
also
on then.
love point and click games, LucasArts games especially. And I started playing, I started a little bit ages ago, but I continued it a bit more recently. It was Full Throttle. It
Yes,
is
you had mentioned
my
it.
fucking favorite. I love Full Throttle. It's like you're a badass biker gang leader, the Polecats gang, and you get set up and framed for murder by a greedy corporate guy who wants to take over a business, basically.
As you do.
As you do, and the music is kick-ass. The animations are kick-ass for the time. I mean, this version is the remastered one, so you have the choice, like they did with Monkey Island, to have like this glossed over,
I like when they give you the
fill.
option.
Yeah, I never take it. I like the old
That's
graphic.
fair enough, but it's better than it's better than just being forced into the new one and not being able to relive that nostalgia.
Yeah, although it isn't too bad, honestly. You can see a glimpse of it in the main menu. It's like a bar scene, and you got like a bartender in the back, and then someone in the front playing like that knife game with the fingers. The
Knife game
interactive
with the
menu is
fingers.
cool. Yeah,
Haha.
knife game with the fingers.
Oh yeah, where you're
You know, the one
where
where
you're
you
stabbing
I
the
don't know
knife
what's
in
it
between your
called.
fingers.
Yeah. If you like Aliens, the movie, you'll see Bishop doing that.
Yeah. I don't know what
Yeah.
that game's called.
I don't know. Knifey fingies. I don't know. Maybe it's
Knife
knifey.
knifey fingies.
Yes,
Well,
that's
if
it.
it's not that, it's that now.
I believe I've heard it called Pinfinger.
And, okay.
You would do if you miss.
Yeah,
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah. Of course, a bit of Yu-Gi-Oh. The Synchro Festival is now over. I haven't checked if there's going to be a new one. I should really look into that. But
I'm quite taken with how into this you are.
I'm really into it. It's so fun.
She's
It's a lot
living
of
her
fun.
childhood, man.
Yeah.
No, I like this past week for League. This is very good.
Yeah. I played it for weeks and weeks now.
No, it's her current arc. In the
Oh, the
Yu-Gi-Oh
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 arc.
arc.
I'm loving the nostalgia.
Yeah. What else? Next, I think that's it. I think actually, no. I was watching my friend play Robot Wars again, so that's cool.
Ah,
Because
right.
there's
New
lots of DLC. Yeah, there's
Yeah,
lots of
yeah.
DLC for it, and there's a recent one come out too.
Super Robot War.
Yeah, Luke's also been playing through that, so fair enough.
And that's my story.
Hey.
No, we're not part of it.
Just so.
If I play 14 again, maybe. I need
One
to
day.
finish it.
One day.
Yeah,
Today, not that day.
it's not that day.
Mine was pretty simple. One of the people I'll be graduating with pointed out the game they had been playing whilst they were finishing up their final stuff, because it can be short, but you can actually put a fair bit of time into it, as Tunic. And that just happened to be on Game Pass, so I've been playing Tunic. Tunic is a little Zelda Souls-like, and it's adorable. It's the one with
Is that the one with the fox? Yeah.
Yeah, it's grand. I was loving it, and then I hit the major bosses, and Elden Ring didn't irritate me this much. It's really punishing. But what I loved the most about it, after 3 days of figuring out how to get anything done, was you collect little bits and pieces of what is essentially an instruction manual, because nothing in that world is in the common tongue, whether it be English, French, German, whatever you're playing in. It doesn't come like that. It comes with, like, I don't know, Twi'lek speak or whatever. And as you get these collectibles, it will not only translate some things, but it'll also they form into like an old school manual, like that you would become, like, you'd read on the way home from getting a new game. And I went and I specifically looked up what Yahtzee had to say about it, and he fucking nailed it. This is like picking up a game that you've been super excited for at a bargain bin and realizing what you picked up was not an American an NA or EU version of a game, and now you're stuck trying to decipher what everything means. Whether it be like a Japanese or a Chinese game, or I don't know, a Spanish variant, so a language you're not familiar with. It's great fun. I love the exploratory nature of it. And yeah, I'm just like, I've gone through the Spider boss and the Guardian boss, and I'm stuck on the next one. And it's ooh, my enjoyment does take an immediate hit on each of these bosses. Because I'm enjoying the Zelda isms of the game like a whole lot. Like I was just like apparently in a Zelda mood after like 10 seconds of playing this game, going, yes, yes, I know what this is. Good. Yes, yes, boss, Souls like. Oh no. Oh, I wasn't prepared for this.
I mean, Zelda's just the
I
original Souls-like, man.
Sure.
That's
It's
what
really
they
not
all
even
say,
that.
right?
I do they? Do people say this?
I mean, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure article fucking writers say that.
Oh, maybe. I am playing it up a bit. It's like I am going to finish this game. It's just the stark contrast of the overworld encounters, which can be difficult in their own right if you get mobbed, uh, before hitting the bosses that are very, very difficult when you go in blind. Uh, Kingdom Hearts, this is not. Um, so yeah, like I was enjoying that. I didn't get like I said, it's a pretty short game. I'm through. I think 2 bosses probably means half or at least a third of it. And aside from that, more TFT, because TFT is literally the best thing for me to do in between classes and work and on break and such.
When's classes done?
28th.
Soon.
Yeah.
Soon. This week.
I'm in the final stretch.
It's the
Hey.
final countdown.
And then you'll be free.
Yeah, then it's just work, which I mean, it'll be nice. It'll be nice not having to wake up at 9 in the morning. Or not wake up at 9 morning. It'll be nice not having to wake up at 5 in the morning to be in traffic and get there for the first class at 9 in the morning. Waking up at 9 in the morning would be bloody brilliant.
Yeah. What's waking up at 9 in the morning? Because I don't wake up until like fucking noon.
I mean, look, but you work the late shifts, so that makes sense.
Yeah. It's just true. To piggyback off of like that racing thing that Leek was talking about, there is a side quest in Kuro where you have to street race.
Oh.
Yeah, you don't actually street, like, you make decisions. You don't like not actually driving, which is unfortunate. Because I mean, at least in Cold Steel 1, you were able to, you actually raced on the bike, or Cold Steel 2, one of those two. That was really funny. There's a character that they've introduced in that game called Hermes, and she always wears a helmet, and I'm confused as to if this is a character that we already know who it is, or like we know who it is, or we've seen the face before, or if this is a Durarara reference. Because she's a transporter. Wears a helmet all the time. She like never takes the helmet off. Like she was at a bar. She was just at a bar in that Darklight district I was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Still wearing her helmet. She doesn't take her helmet off. And I was thinking, is this like a Durarara reference? Because Celti doesn't take off her helmet.
Yes.
Because Celti's a transporter too. And I'm like, sitting here like, is this a Durarara reference, or is this a character that the player is aware of at some point in time in like the entire like Trails like storyline or whatever, and they're gonna reveal this character later on down. I asked Little because Little's beaten Kuro already, and he's like, I asked him if did they reveal the face of Hermes, and he's like, "Nah." I went and tried to look it up to see if anybody like has any theories, but there's literally nothing online. And I was just like, come on. So I'm very curious, but yeah, she was part of like the street racing too. Like Vaughn and her get like dragged into this street racing thing by a couple like these teenagers that are also street racing, and we're like street
Mhm.
racing against some like people from a city that's like halfway across Calvert.
You goddamn kids.
And Vaughn's like, yeah, sure, I'll street race anything to show off my truck.
Mhm.
Um,
All right, fair play.
yeah. All right. We do have a question from Little this week.
Yeah.
Oh,
$2.
God damn it! I knew it.
How about the Cubs beating the Pirates 21-0?
Oh, it's a sports ball.
Yeah, I bet you
I
didn't
didn't
expect that
say.
question.
Yeah, I really didn't. Look, I'm not saying all baseball is good. Sometimes it's just home run derby.
Yeah.
Or I guess, just round the bases.
Yeah. But also, how many seconds in the Cold Steel 4 have you played this week?
Hi, yeah, all right. The quick about face. I was so prepared. I was in baseball mode now. 0. And I won't until, at very earliest, the 29th.
At the very earliest 29th. Okay, yeah. And finally, can we get a reverse delay on all games?
Yeah, that's sick. That is it's weird that this is such a novel concept, but it is. More on
Yeah,
that soon.
I'd like a reverse delay on pretty much every game, please. But we got some news. We actually have a decent bit of news this week. A lot came out between fucking Tuesday and
Yup.
Tuesday and today. One which I'm actually just gonna skip this one. I put it down at the bottom to save it for last, but I don't know if I can. I don't know. Literally, when I woke up Tuesday morning, I was like, "Why the fuck do we record on Monday?"
It does kind of feel like that sometimes, now doesn't it?
I woke up right, and I like gave me like fucking 12 messages. It was like, hey, and like it just like linked to me and then like Evan messaged me the trailer too or whatever. The Xenoblade Chronicles 3 Monolith Soft put out a new trailer last week on Tuesday morning. I was like fucking whatever, and it's like release date, and I was like, okay, yeah. So I watched the trailer. The trailer looks fucking amazing. That game looks pretty fucking good. I'm not gonna lie.
I agree. I agree.
I was so worried that the battle system might be like look bad or whatever, but that battle system looks great. Fucking 6 to 7 members out on the field at once. There's only one other game that's
crazy busy. Yeah.
Yeah. Star Ocean 5 did that, where you could have all your party members out at once. The only thing is that Star Ocean 5 sucked. But that concept of Star Ocean 5 was actually really cool. I actually really like that. So not having all your party members out on the field at once is so cool. They can fuse this. We're fucking digi-evolving now. Digi-evolution evolving.
They
now.
confuse.
Yeah, they confuse.
Yeah. So me and Aqua got into a little something because apparently Aqua had never bloody watched Pacific Rim.
No, I have watched Pacific Rim. I don't pay attention to anything but big mech fight kaiju. Yeah. I don't give two fucks of the in-depth analysis of that.
They did in fact fuse and turn into a mech, which was, let's be real here, pretty cool.
Yeah.
But naturally my first thought was, oh, it takes two, they're drift compatible.
Yeah.
And I thought that was pretty cut and dry. I didn't realize I was going to have to explain this.
You said drift compatible, and I was thinking like Joy-Con drift.
Yeah, I was like, no, are you? I just thought you were fucking with me for a bit. Yeah, no, just in sync, in perfect harmony, in perfect synchronization.
Yeah.
So let's see, I'm reading this right. You can have up to 7 party members on the field.
Yeah, you have
Nice.
6 main party members or whatever, and
Yeah.
the 7th one is usually a guest member.
Oh yeah, that's a lot of people on the field.
Mhm.
And then oh wait, interlink system is what they combine
Yeah.
into Ouroboros. Ooh.
Yeah, this is now another JRPG where I have to distinguish between Ouroboros now.
Yeah, it's gonna get complicated to talk about for the next couple of months.
Like, when I heard I heard Ouroboros, and then I looked online, and like it was like every Falcom fan when they say Ouroboros in the trailer, they're like Ouroboros. Where's the Anguis at? Where's the Grandmaster? Yeah, their group is, I guess, called Ouroboros as well, because they're able to do the Ouroboros thing where they fuse, they're like in perfect sync and harmony. They have the same thoughts, they have the same like feelings, and this apparently only happens when they like it only happens at first when they have like a very strong like the same amount but a strong emotions towards like something.
Mhm.
I'm assuming the first two it happens probably very early on in the game, while the other two happen like sectioned out throughout the rest of the game. Yeah, no, they look really cool. Battle system looks great. Music sounds actually phenomenal because I mean, it's fucking Xenoblade. They don't ever have bad music. Story looks great. I think in one of the trailers, like I think in the English version of the trailer, if you put up subtitles or whatever, they do spoil character names, and it is Melia apparently. So that means the other person is Nia.
I was gonna ask is Nia back, so I love Nia.
Yeah, apparently. So
Welsh cat.
what it seems to be is that the kingdom of Xenoblade 1 is facing off against the kingdom of Xenoblade 2.
2, yeah.
Oh
Um
wow.
yeah, and what it is, apparently the universes just kind of converged on each other. And which makes sense because I mean, as me and Dalit know, at the end of Xenoblade 2 you realize that there's a fucking rift
Yeah.
between Xenoblade 1 and Xenoblade 2. And I guess due to complications after Xenoblade 2, they kind of like merged together. And so now you have this society from 1 facing off this society from 2, which are being headed by what is and apparently seems to be Melia from the leader of the High Entia in Xenoblade 1, or the princess of the High Entia, who I guess becomes the leader of them. And Nia, who is Welsh Cat from 2, I guess apparently becomes the leader of everything from there.
Yay.
It's fucked up. I mean, I assume both of those, both Melia and Nia, are actually being controlled somehow because they're both wearing masks, and it also shows 2 other people in the storyline that have like something going on with their eyes, that seem to be being controlled or being like led to think of the main cast in a certain way, because the chick at the beginning of the trailer apparently used to be friends with some of the people that are part of Ouroboros. But when she looks at them, they're like flashing like dark mist with red eyes or whatever. So so there just seems to be like both nations are against them as well. So I guess this means like no matter where you go, you're going to be fighting somebody.
I mean, it's good for the game aspect of it, certainly.
Yeah. You're not going to be
Uh,
like on one side be like, "Oh yeah, no, we like you." No, both sides are just be like, "Nah, fuck you guys."
Yeah, it's really interesting because I think I on one hand it's surprising, on the other hand, after watching the trailer, it's really not. But how quickly everyone was like, "Wait, hold on, we know these 2 masked characters. Why are they in masks? Who are you trying to fool?"
Yeah.
So
The first trailer was like, "That's Nia and and I've been saying her name like literally like 12 times now. Now I'm wanting to say Melody for some reason. Melia, there you go.
Melia, there we go.
But yeah, I'm just like, we all knew who they were, but apparently in the English trailer, like the actual like European trailer for it,
Sure.
the subtitles actually like labels Melia as like the person when Melia's talking or whatever, as Melia. So
Oh, okay. So all right. So they weren't trying to be, they weren't trying to obfuscate it. All right. I mean, look, it's gonna come out sooner rather than later now, and I am going to own it. So I look forward to that.
yeah,
I really enjoyed 3. I still need to play 2,
you mean
but
you really
it'll be.
enjoyed 2 and you
I
really need
really
to play
enjoyed.
1?
Yeah. Sorry. Let me get that. Let me get that correctly. I
I'm
really
like, you
enjoyed
enjoyed
2.
3? How'd you play 3, man?
No, because when I think of Xenoblade, I think of Xenoblade 1, 2, and X, and I always
Yeah,
forget X is not. Yeah.
yeah.
So I need to play. I need to play 1. Despite, I mean, it being so old that I've watched most of it at this point. I probably won't replay 2 at this point. There's just not enough time. So I may end up playing 3 before I play 1.
Well, we'll get to the big news about this fucking game.
True.
So I woke up and I watched that trailer, and then right at the end, July 29th, 2022, and I'm sitting here like, all right, so it was originally supposed to come out in September, and they pushed it up, like
Considerably.
we don't do
Not
that.
considerably, but
We don't
yeah,
do
no,
that.
that's not how that works.
Games get
Well,
delayed. Games get delayed. They don't get reverse delayed.
games only get pushed in one direction. What is this?
Uh,
Monolith, what are you doing?
but here's the thing. It's a Nintendo game, which means it's already been done for quite a while.
Very likely, yes.
I think after the first trailer, it was already rated in every country. So that game's been done for quite a while, and then literally Monolith Soft was sitting on it.
see.
I think the big reasons of why they pushed it up is they delayed Breath of the Wild 2, which was apparently supposed to come out in summer.
Fair.
And it also Advance Wars didn't come out either. So they have a big opening in the summer, and since obviously Monolith Soft's not working on Xenoblade 3 anymore because that game's probably 100% done, then they were like, okay, well, we'll just push it up because we need something for the third quarter. Because at my assumption, if it was coming out in September, it was going to come out September 27th, which is like literally the fucking day that every fucking JRPG ever comes out when it comes out in September. And that at that point in time, I think it's already fourth quarter. For the for their fucking quarterly financials. So they need something coming out in third quarter. So this is mainly the reason why it's getting pushed up.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head.
Unfortunately, this goes from me thinking, oh, Xenoblade 3 is far enough away where I don't have to like rush myself to it comes out in 3 months. Yeah, so I need to fucking hurry up and get through Kuro and complete fucking definitive edition.
TikTok.
Yeah, well, I mean, I have to send it to you so you can play it. So,
Fair play.
Thankfully, I'm already halfway through definitive edition. I think I'm in chapter 9, and there's like 17, 18 chapters in that game. So, and don't worry, there's chapters aren't as long as fucking Xenoblade 2's chapters are. Xenoblade 2's chapters
were very long. This is fair.
Are super fucking long. So yeah, I'm extremely excited. We never get games reverse delayed, and I just woke up. I woke up that morning and I was like, what? I told Evan to get in the fucking voice chat, and I was like, what? And he's like, I've already watched the trailer like 10 times already, and I'm like, yeah, I'm in the middle of doing that right now. Well, that's good. I couldn't have waited this whole entire thing to talk about that. Fortunately, this week, Elon Musk decided to make sure the news came out before we started the podcast.
Oh boy.
Twitter is accepting his offer of $45 billion to buy it. Okay. I mean, let's be real here. It's $45 billion. Which would you have said no?
I would have accepted.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, I pass no blame. I am weak-willed. Man, goodness.
I'd have said fuck yeah. Honestly, it wouldn't have been $45 billion.
Sure. Billion. What? Would you like it today?
Unfortunately, this means that Twitter is now going to become a privately owned company. So I'm like weeks ago when Elon Musk said he bought 9.2 shares, I was like, okay, you know what, this makes sense or whatever. Your money's gonna make money, et cetera, et cetera. You wanted a fucking edit button that's there. I don't trust his plans now. I don't. Anybody that wants to throw $45 billion at a social media service like this, I feel like there are some ulterior motives here.
Oh, for certain. It's just weird that he's doing, because as far as I'm aware, he's not restricted in the same way a lot of other vocal problematic folks are. So
Well, that's the thing. Yeah, people are worried about him having all that
leaving
restrictions relieved, and then certain people come back on Twitter.
Yes, and so I've been having a wicked thought that I'm sure I'm not the only one. I'm sure this must be very, very common at this point. But what happens to your 45 billion when you do ease all these restrictions? A bunch of people who nobody wants back comes back, and people find a new place to migrate to. Because I'm not saying that like Twitter's gonna die overnight. Let's not be ridiculous here, right?
No. I mean, a lot of people not only find actually a lot of news quickly on Twitter, or socialize, or connect, but they also find a lot of work and stuff from Twitter too.
Yes. But if this becomes like a slow bleed out, is your money worth it?
He's got his net worth is $264.6 billion.
Well, that's the thing. So with him buying Twitter, he also buys all their debt and stuff.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to lose money in this acquisition too, because Twitter loses money every year.
Yeah, and I mean, it depends on how he views this investment, I guess. I mean, this is Elon Musk we're talking about. He actually kind of just doesn't care.
The worst part about that is I believe that.
He literally is the richest man in the world. I don't.
Yeah, I think that is evidenced by the fact he did, just because he bought Twitter. That's evidence enough he doesn't care.
Yeah, just don't think. I think he views Twitter as. I mean, like I said, I have no idea. I don't know what he could possibly do to Twitter outside of releasing the regulations that are on that Twitter has with some of its speech policies.
And that's what everyone expects him to do. Even the people who have restrictions placed upon him, or in some cases, from outside of the site, people have been saying that they'll be very happy to finally have a place back on the site. So it seems everyone literally is expecting him to immediately lighten restrictions and and walk back any current bans.
Yeah. And some people are worried about like a rule for you, a rule for some, like, as in what will be him saying, I just want my free speech, and then still it affecting people that want to say such stuff against him, because he has retaliated against people who have criticized him and stuff, even people in his own company. So if he's done that to his employees and others already, they're worried about the retaliation just for stating their opinion on Twitter, even though he wants to fully do whatever he wants. It's what it is. It's like hypocriticism, you know.
Dalit, am I the only one that hears Leak being
She was
a
cutting out a bit, yes.
robot? Yeah. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Am I
Yeah.
a robot?
She has become robot. A dream fulfilled.
You're also kind of robot-y. Am I robot-y?
Oh, no, you're fine.
Oh yeah, I hear Rodolph being robot-y. It's maybe it's Discord then, because Discord's dropping.
Yeah, maybe reset your Discords, because that helped with Dalit for a little bit.
Okay, I'll do that now. So pool.
Okay.
There you go.
I am back.
Yeah. Last thing I said before I turned into a robot.
Hold on a second. League, drop out and pop back in, because
Oh,
your
no.
your
Is it
avatar is
saying
not your avatar is not showing up on the screen.
Ah,
All right, there we go.
there you go.
Hey, there we
Yeah,
go.
so what was the
Yeah.
last thing I said before I turned into a robot?
I mean, you're just talking about goddamn, what were you talking about?
Alright, I'll say it again then. So, so basically people are also worried about being a rule for one or a rule for some,
Yes.
you know? Yeah, so he's known to retaliate against people who have a criticism against him, including employees and other folks, you know? So if on Twitter, if he owns it, people will criticize him, will there be retaliations against him then just by tweeting their own opinion? Even though he is all for free speech.
It's taken when people actually say that. Doesn't matter which side is saying it. People, what I always take away from that is we want people to be able to say anything, regardless of the consequences. And that's not necessarily what free speech implies. Like as is always the case, we go to the shouting fire in the crowded theater. There have to be rules in place for the safety of others.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting, I guess, to see what he does with this. That's honestly the only thing I could see actually happening, because I mean, there's not exactly too much you can really do with this Twitter, other than, I guess, maybe pay gating stuff. Maybe, who knows?
That would be the surest way to kill this site.
Yeah, I would, and I don't think he'll do that. But yeah, let's see what is next. I didn't hear anyway, so might as well. Let's see. We do have an update for Sonic Origins. There is some additional stuff that came out, like what's it? Stealth is doing the animations for the I think the animated part. Like, I think there's new animations for like the beginning and the endings of each game, and they're apparently tying into each game.
Yeah, there's
Which
some sort of
makes sense.
continuation, or a little
Yeah.
bit of a story that connects them all. Is it Powerhouse that does the animations?
It is.
Yeah.
So if you're familiar with, especially Netflix's animated stuff, most notably Castlevania and Blood of Zeus, that will be the same group. So,
Yep.
and we've already seen the animation style that they're going for, and Sonic is super faithful to what we expect of the old chubby blue blur. So I expect this to be quite good.
Yep, sorry, I'm gonna talk about Sonic. Yeehaw! So Sonic Origins released more details about the DLC bundles, referring to like digital deluxe and standard editions and so on of the game. There's a lot of confusion about exactly what it meant. These like all the they used like infographics and stuff of how it would, how each version of the game for pre-order would, what would it give you. Some people a lot of people were not happy with what they saw and were more confused than informed by the infographics.
Yeah.
I was one of them. Yes.
Yeah. So basically there's various modes that are offered, animations, character stuff, that kind of thing. One of them being like mirror mode. I think that was one of them. There's like a harder difficulty one as well. But yeah, it turns out some of these can be unlocked just by playing the game, because there's also in-game currency called coins.
Yeah,
And you can use them to unlock stuff. So
not
even
happy
if you
about
get the
that.
pre-order, yeah, so it kind of like defies the point of having these special pre-orders, because you can just get the standard edition perhaps and just unlock stuff. I think some of them are not. You can't do that. I think it was actually the hard missions mode that you're not able to do that with. But yeah. Also, the problem was the pricing. They're very
Yeah.
expensive.
The normal the default version of the game is $40. All right.
Yeah.
That's a little bit too much for just ports of old Sonic games.
Yeah.
Not only that, like so there's the mirror, the mirrored version of the game where I guess
Yeah.
like
Yeah, what they'll do is
places
like
are
basically
different.
the level will be flipped. There'll be
Yeah.
slightly different route you can take, that kind of thing.
And you can only get that if you get the deluxe edition.
Yeah, but that can be unlocked. Apparently,
It
that's
can
one of
be
the things
unlocked?
that can. Yeah, eventually. I think it's the harder missions that cannot. Yeah.
Another big problem is that they're using they're called Sonic coins, right?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
All right. But which makes no
How
sense
did
because
they
they could
lose
just
the
say
opportunity?
rings.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Gold rings. It's
I
right
know.
there. I hate that
Rings
this
or
exists.
emeralds. They have lots of.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, I hate that it exists, but if it must, be smart. You
Coins
had
and
it
Mario
disabled.
shit. What you did?
Uh,
Now you can unlock gameplay by using these special chaos mushrooms.
all right. Yeah. I mean, like, okay. So these new Sonic games, they seem like they'll be fun in a vacuum or whatever. Like, if they didn't have all this stuff, this added on stuff just seems like Sega's needing like a cash grab. And
Yeah.
Well, to be fair, they probably do. Sega is not one of the more well-off organizations in the gaming ecosystem.
hey,
They
that's
are
their
by no
fault.
means about to like implode or anything, but in the grand scheme of things, they are not what they once were.
That's their fault, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, kind of.
They
Yeah,
stopped
and also
making
I
good
wanna-
games.
Yeah, I want to say that the DLC stuff is not anything to do with the teams that worked on the
Yeah.
ports of the games. Yeah, this is
This is
out
all
of their hands.
Sega. This is all Sega, not
Yeah, this is all
Yeah.
executive
Yeah.
meddling,
Yeah.
obviously.
Well, I mean, this went from me buying it when it came out to getting it on sale.
I'm gonna probably get it just the standard version if you can unlock most of the stuff I'm interested in. I'm not too
Yeah.
interested in the hard modes. I
Well,
just
yeah.
want to fulfill my nostalgia.
Yes.
That's all I want to do. So the standard is fine. I am probably gonna get it on sale too because it's a lot of money.
Yeah, I was just saying, I don't think $40 is worth nostalgia.
Yeah. I mean, like I was looking at the DLC for Sonic Mania, which is also really good. Sonic
Super
Mania is
good,
great.
yeah.
Yeah.
Super nostalgic in
So
its
they
own
have
right.
a DLC called Encore, and with that, it's free. Oh, no, sorry, it's not free. But the DLC, you can get like 2 extra characters. Like these characters are around in the like one of the arcade versions of Sonic. It was like Mighty the armadillo and the squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get like alternate versions of the levels that you can run through, not just mirrored, flipped levels.
Yeah.
I have looked it up. You are correct. It is Mighty the Armadillo and Ray the Flying Squirrel.
That's it, Ray the Squirrel. Yeah. These are like not new characters. They've been around and like for
they're
years
all-
and
they're
years
all
and years.
books.
Mighty also appears in Chaotix.
Team Chaotix,
Yeah.
they're detectives.
Yeah, sorry, you have to buy an Encore, but
But
still,
Sonic Mania is fun.
yeah, it's like it's not just like rehashed flip the level bullshit.
Yeah.
It's
Now that said, as someone who has bought Final Fantasy X 4 times and is willing to buy the entire Metal Gear Solid connection again to have it on current consoles, this is going to sell. This is going to sell really well. Nostalgia's super powerful.
Yeah.
And I mean, the Sonic fandom is not exactly known for giving up on the Blue Blur.
Oh no. Yeah, no, the Sonic fandom. It doesn't matter how bad the games are; they will buy it because they'll be like, okay,
Legion,
Sega still needs money.
Yeah. Look,
we are Legion.
If
Yeah.
they keep buying it, it means the company gets to keep making it, and maybe they'll accidentally make something good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, Sonic Mania is banging.
Just
Yeah, Encore also includes like a competition mode that has 4-player local and multiplayer type of things going on. That's cool.
Sure is.
You know,
I like Sonic
Mhm.
Mania because you can mod Sonic Mania with the
God.
Totino's pizza rolls or whatever.
Yeah, you sure
And-
can.
And all the music in it is Sonic music, but remixed with the Totino's Pizza Roll fucking theme song in it as
Yeah.
well. And then all of the coins, all of the fucking coins, all the rings are turned into pizza
not.
rolls.
Totino Pizza Rolls.
Yeah, and every time you like get one or whatever, instead of making the ding noise or whatever, it's Sonic munching. So he's just like, that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Uh,
Eh,
But I mean, yeah, like I said, this one from me maybe getting it when it comes out what, June 23rd.
yeah.
Um,
I will get it because I want to play this. I want
Yeah.
to see the 2D animations that connect together in some sort of. I want to see how they bloody connect all the games together in this story mode. I want to see
Yeah.
that. Actually,
they
one of the things that have happened during the Twitter conversation about this was that there was a realization that Sonic CD is in between 1 and Sonic 2.
yeah.
And they're like, how is this possible? Metallics is way more advanced than Silver Sonic. How does that fit? Did like Robotnik like after Metallics was destroyed go through his bargain bin? Go, fuck, what do I have left?
Probably, to be honest.
Well,
That sounds like the correct writing.
that the
Oh,
only
God.
unfortunate thing is that kind of sucks because Sonic CD is definitely a down step from like all the other Sonic games.
The music's awesome though. And it's the introduction of Amy.
Amy, everybody loves Amy, right?
Yeah. Current Amy.
Current Amy, yeah. Yeah. Well, here you go, Leak. Just stream it when you get it.
Sure. I
We can-
will.
We
I
can
will.
watch.
Yeah. I'm talking like a fucking nerd about it too.
Yeah. And then like she just she like actually turns on her camera and pans over the corner, and this is where my Sonic OC sits at or whatever. All my Sonic OC artwork.
I do have a Sonic OC.
No, mate,
You
that's on
think
the
you're joking?
computer.
But I have that.
No.
That's on the
No.
computer.
Yeah, it's on the
old-
computer.
it's on
It's
the
on the
old
computer, but
DVD
she's got to have a physical collection of it too.
Oh, does she? Is that the rules? I didn't know.
Yeah.
I
That's
have
the
an
rules.
OC. Hey, you know what? Now you said that, I'm gonna fucking ring a fucking Discord bloody doll for it.
Guess what's turning up on our thumbnail this week?
Oh yeah.
God.
Well,
No,
I,
You don't
well,
understand the level of the pit I fell through. Like, you know, I wrote a bloody comic series based on my OC.
I mean, look, as an artist, yeah, I bet you.
Oh
fucking
my
did.
god.
I know plenty of people that are openly like they'll admit to being non-artists, and they did that too. Like
Yeah,
the
no.
pull of Sonic
I wrote
was
it, I bloody
intense.
drew it because I could. And my mum had that shit in her attic for ages.
Oh my goodness.
Well, now it's time for you to rig a model of your Sonic OC, and now
Yeah.
YouTube is your Sonic OC.
Yeah, I'll do my big reveal.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Well, in the same vein of Sonic news, Sega, our Lord and Savior Sega, is apparently developing
Sega.
big budget Crazy Taxi and Jet Set Radio as part
You
of
know,
their
that's fucking kick-ass because, you
super
know, those 2
game
games
initiative.
yeah. Yeah, those 2 games are really right, at the time, unique.
Yeah.
Yeah. The art style's
Unfortunately,
awesome.
their super game
Mm,
initiative is
yeah.
something they stated as a type of games that never end type of thing. So like a game, it's going to be
Well,
like
the upside is these are 2 games that I think can do that. Like Crazy Taxi just requires you to make more maps, and
yeah.
Jet Set Radio also just kind of requires you to make more maps.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think it's important for Sega to put out something like Jet Set Radio if they want to keep that IP relevant,
Mhm.
because I don't know if you know the folks that make Lethal League. They are making a game called Bomb Rush Cyberpunk, and it looks fucking amazing.
Oh yeah, that's the Jet Set Radio-esque type game.
Correct. Team Reptile is making it, and I have been following this for what feels like ever. And with every new piece of information that comes out, I'm just waiting on a date because this is a day one pickup for me. Like, it looks like Tony Hawk meets Jet Set Radio, and it sounds just like Jet Set Radio of the past. Like, it's amazing, and I look forward to
Wow.
it.
Yeah.
So, if Sega is going to keep relevant in this, because everyone had just kind of assumed they let this series die, they need to get on that sooner rather than later before they get overshadowed by a game that pays homage to it.
Yeah, yeah. See, yeah, at least it has that because people were craving, like, another Jet Set Radio
Oh
game, but
yeah,
Crazy Taxi,
absolutely.
I don't think ever got anything like that.
No, and
No
there's not
one's
been a game
yeah.
that has like appeared to replace it. I don't think so. That's firmly just a if Sega wants to do it, they'll be safe to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And, you know, the whole, like, initiative of, these games never ending tagline, like Dollar said, they could happen with these games because the playability is, like, a big thing about them. Replay, 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 replay. And if you do have, like, a level editor in
Just
that's
so.
that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, the community, if you give the community the tools, they will
Yep,
keep this game alive forever.
for sure.
True. Mario and Mega Man Maker actually
Exactly.
really pretty so.
Hell, even just if you want to go something super like mainstream, one of the biggest things for Halo is Forge. The fact that it wasn't there on launch was like
True.
a big talking point.
True. I do remember the days of Halo 3 Forge.
Yeah, you do. That's right.
Then actually I remember zombies or like the fucking zombie fucking thing that they had with the flood on those
Mhm.
maps. Or Griffball.
I've never liked Griffball. I'm gonna be honest.
Griffball.
I was always so bad. I never liked it.
Well, coming back from the from old school, it was announced earlier during the 11 minutes of gameplay that they showed. The TMNT Shredder's Revenge will be bringing back the 1987 animated series voice actors for the game.
Yes.
Isn't that cool?
That is
Yeah.
very cool.
Dude, that means Cam Clark is coming back.
Yeah,
Before,
sure does.
They have to try to sound like teenagers again.
Well,
Well, some of them won't have that much of a problem.
all I'm gonna say is it's gonna be fun to see the attempt.
I think
But,
Cam Clark will be all right.
Yeah.
It'll be alright.
That's
They'll all be
awesome, though.
alright. It's their job, yeah.
Yeah, their job. They're supposed to be able to sound like their kids.
Well,
Literally,
yeah.
I mean, literally their job. But that's good. Shredder's Revenge is actually a day one pickup for me. That game looks fucking good.
Yeah.
It's been so long since I've had a fucking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle video game.
It has been very long, yes.
Oh god, it looks so good. And then I mean, obviously we also get the fucking Ninja Turtle collection this year as well.
Mhm.
Yeah,
all
they're
the,
bringing
of all
back
the
just
old school
about
ones.
everything they can.
resurgence of the 90s and 80s.
Cowabunga, dude.
Cowabunga, dude. So there's apparently going to be an It Takes Two movie, and it's been contracted to be produced under the company of The Rock's production company. So The Rock is actually executive producer on the It Takes Two movie.
Yeah,
That's gonna be weird.
Is a
Huh.
television company that the Rock founded. So yeah, I mean, to be fair, he's a capable actor now.
Yeah.
He is incredibly profitable, so having him as a producer means it's going to be a stable production in terms of money.
Mhm.
I didn't hear anything about him acting in it, but I'm sure he will.
Maybe. Oh
Maybe
God,
make
man.
a cameo, yeah. But
Is it a live action movie?
Wasn't said.
I would imagine not so. Maybe some parts would be, but the whole setting of It Takes Two, they go to toy land and different other
Yeah.
worlds, right? And their like body changes to suit what world they're in.
So far as I'm aware, the company hasn't done animated movies though. They've done
Yeah.
heavily CG ones.
Yeah, that's what I mean. CG
Um,
animation.
Yeah.
It would be cool if there were practical effects instead.
Oh, like full on bloody the Dark Crystal.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I like that.
Puppetry
Yeah.
or even just like prosthetics, really good costumes.
Mhm.
But
I don't figure
that's
he'll
more
act in
expensive.
this movie outside of. I don't even foresee him playing
Well,
Dr.
if we do a
Hakim.
CG thing, we could voice something.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the only voice I would like throw him in would be Dr. Hakim, which is the book. And even then, I don't foresee him doing a really bad whatever fucking accent Dr. Hakim is.
Yeah.
So he probably won't actually act in it.
No.
Honestly, he might not even be like really part of it since he just owns the company.
It's true. He just owns the company, and they do plenty of stuff that he is not strictly speaking a part of.
Yeah. So
It was just the way that it was. It was the way that it was worded. And obviously, whenever you talk about $7, you're going to bring up The Rock because
Yeah.
mhm.
I
he's
like
people's
the
number
idea
one.
of, since he's producing it, that he has played the game, and I like imagining him playing the game.
He'd have to play the game with somebody.
Yeah, I know.
He's
Who
married
would
with
you think?
kids.
Here's
Yeah.
a question for you. Who would you think The Rock would play this game with?
Rikishi, because he did it for
Rikishi.
The Rock. No, unfortunately, Rikishi passed away. So that's
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah.
So okay, here's my.
I mean, he's married, right?
actual answer.
He's married,
Yeah,
right?
he's married with kids. Yeah. So
Yeah.
like the real answer is his wife, but the answer that I desperately want is Mick Foley
Mick Foley.
because I want the Rock and Sock connection to play this game.
That'd be so fucking
Oh
hilarious.
no, I don't watch wrestling now.
No. Who watches wrestling?
No,
Come
no.
on.
To be fair, I don't anymore, but I used to. Fucking loved it. It was crap.
Yeah. So Meta's Sheryl Sandberg pressured the Daily Mail to stop making articles on Bobby Kotick. Her boyfriend is Bobby Kotick.
I didn't know that.
Oh.
So yeah, that's interesting.
This is
Conflict
no.
of interest, methinks.
Yeah.
Maybe a bit.
Yeah. Yeah, no. I mean, that's I don't know what else there is to say about it. But like, don't pressure people to not write articles. I mean, it's literally their right to write articles.
Well,
So.
it becomes even more important now. And I posted this, so I'll just work it in here instead. There's a vote coming up for Actiblist shareholders this Thursday
Mhm.
that is to not only okay the Microsoft bid, but also to secure Bobby Kotick's eligibility for a $22 million bonus.
Yeah.
So mayhaps right now they don't want to. What's her name? Sheryl Sandberg doesn't
yeah.
want her boyfriend's name slandered, so he can get that sweet payout before he gets the windfall upon leaving.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. They're not going to vote no. They vote no, they probably lose out on more money than they get.
It's true, but just because they vote one way for one thing doesn't mean they vote the same way for the other. So this might just be a case of also while we're here approving the merger, can we also give Kotick this parting gift? So they're probably hoping to sneak that in at the end and just have everyone say, yeah, sure, whatever, and move on with their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, I just thought it was funny because like fucking, it's like, yeah. So Sheryl Sandberg is pressuring Daily Mail. Also, her boyfriend is Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, kind of important to add that.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Speaking of more Activision Blizzard stuff, they'll be holding its union election in May.
Yay,
Oh.
union election.
Yes.
So it'll be I mean, honestly, going along pretty much the same around the same time that, you know, the vote for the for the fucking buyout as well. So
Hmm.
a lot of stuff in May. A lot of stuff in May. So hopefully like this ends up being good, but like I mean, companies don't like unions, so even if the vote is good, they still have like a lot of stuff to work against. More Activision Blizzard news. Diablo Immortals is got their release date announced. It's gonna be June 2nd.
Sure does. Yeah.
It's also coming out on PC.
Hey, that's real interesting. Didn't they make a big stink about it being a mobile game and we all had phones and such?
Dude, don't we all have phones?
But yeah, no, this doesn't come as any great surprise to me. This backpedal makes the most sense, full stop. What does surprise me, though, is that the release date for mobile and PC won't be the same, and that the release date for mobile is actually the beta day for PC.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it going to be with that weird like port where they still have the mobile interface on the screen?
Oh god,
I have
probably.
to imagine. I have to imagine not actually,
I
because
hope not,
of
because they're
how
always so weird.
if this is only a beta, like they must clearly be aware that people are going to want a PC experience. So maybe this is them acknowledging that we want to put the game out. The PC version isn't actually fully ready yet. Here's what we have. Please give us feedback. Now, I'm being charitable because, as we know, a lot of betas are just demos and they don't actually plan to change anything. So we'll see.
Yeah, I just find it funny that they're finally doing it on PC. So, I mean, hopefully it's fun. I mean, I hear the people that have like played like the alpha versions of Diablo Immortals.
People have liked
actually
it.
not the people have liked it. So,
Like the repeated words I've heard are Diablo Immortal is great, but please remember that I played this with microtransactions turned off. So
yeah,
everyone is quick to remind everyone, like, look, this is a great game because Diablo is in and of itself a pretty great franchise, but it's heavily monetized, and I don't know how bad it's gonna be. So
Anyway, that'll be out June 2nd, so look forward to that. I will not be touching it because it's still Activision Blizzard, and I'm not touching that game, their games for quite a while. Lastly, in our Activision Blizzard corner, I don't think there's anything else. Call of Duty Warzone is now going to have a King Kong versus Godzilla map and I guess story. And Snoop Dogg is also going to be a character that you can play.
I was reading this line. I was waiting for you to say it, and I read this line. I was like, okay, cool. Godzilla and King Kong, record scratch, and Snoop Dogg.
So Snoop's already been out for a bit, but I thought it was important to bring that up because how best to follow Snoop? I'm gonna go with current Godzilla stuff, and the current Godzilla stuff is actually really really interesting because you have obviously King Kong and Godzilla themed fatigues, which is, oh boy, that's something. A Mechagodzilla suit.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
I believe there's a Monarch themed stage, and a big part of the advertisements were the king and the god. So methinks they might make an appearance in some way. Hell if I know how. Look forward to it.
I would like to think it's. I hope it's something some sort of like environmental hazard. There's no fucking way you can take down Godzilla.
Oh, yeah, no, you're almost
King
certain
Kong,
to that.
maybe. I mean, he has been taken down by planes and stuff in the past, you know.
And this is why King Kong vs. Godzilla is an easy answer. It's Godzilla every time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
like, yeah, no doubt. But it's just like, so you're just a tiny little soldier man running around a big old city, shooting at the little tiny soldier men, and then suddenly, a foot comes down.
Oh, it's most definitely environmental hazards.
I hope
Mhm.
so.
Mhm.
And it's probably going to interact with like the encroaching zone, I guess.
This is
as well.
Warzone specifically, so yes,
Yeah.
that is my thought as well.
So I mean that'll be interesting. It's just gonna be funny to watch people that are playing a Snoop Dogg in a world where there's King Kong and
I love every time Snoop Dogg shows up in any video game. You get it, Uncle Snoop.
yeah. He loves video
I
games, man.
do enjoy like the idea.
He's in a
like,
gaming
Snoop Dogg's
house.
like, yeah. He's
He's in a
like, fuck
gamer
yeah, I want to
house.
be
Yeah.
yeah, good. I'm
Snoop is
glad he's
great.
living his best life because he's just
Like Snoop made his money, got out of jail, hooked up with his homie, Martha Stewart, made
Mhm.
bank off of that, and is now just enjoying himself.
Yeah, it's awesome. He's doing what most people would do as well. Have fun.
Hey,
Yeah, what is he in? He's in Phase, right? I forget what gaming house he's in, but I know he's in a gamer house. He's just straight up fucking in a gamer house. That's just hilarious.
Yeah, Phase Snoop.
I am happy
Yeah,
for
Face
him. I
Snoop,
truly
yeah.
am. Yeah.
Yeah. So next we have like a kind of a two-parter here. So we first heard that Kotaku reported on a Nintendo of America employee getting fired after asking questions about unionizing in a meeting. All right. But later, like not actually too long later, or maybe it was before it or whatever, but some Game Boy emulation stuff that's coming to the Switch got leaked. All right. The person that got fired is the same person that leaked the information, and so it's
I
up in
didn't see that bit.
it's up in the air
Ah.
of if he actually got fired for the unionizing question, because Nintendo denies that
Well, of course they
anybody
did.
yeah, of course he did about any asking about unionizing or whatever, but it was leaked, and it is apparently the guy that leaked the stuff that asked the question as well. So we don't know if he actually got fired for asking about unionizing, or he got fired for leaking.
Yeah,
well,
the timing in this situation, you know.
Yeah, I linked that without having all the information. So fair enough.
Ah.
Good job following up on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it depends if he was this a leak out of spite, or was this a firing for malpractice in your, breaking NDA.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So who knows? But that was interesting, because I read up on it, and then I read up on it, and I saw like stuff about the Game Boy leaks as well, and I was like, okay, this is weird. And then a couple of other sources that reported on this also stated that they're the same people that got fired for asking about unionizing is the same person that did the leak as well, or whatever, or like it's reported that it is.
Or I'm gonna stick all the like post-it notes on the wall with all the bits of string now.
All right,
Charlie
Charlie
Day
Day.
meme.
All
Charlie Day
right.
meme.
So hear me out. Maybe it's a cover-up.
No,
Hey,
yeah,
Maybe
it could
they
be.
purposely leaked it.
Yeah, they purposely leaked it, said it was that guy that leaked it, and then
Yeah.
and then fired him because he actually asked about it unionizing. But they didn't want to be known for firing somebody about asking about unionizing, so they pinned the leak on him. That could easily have happened. I mean, I would think Nintendo is probably scummy enough to do that. So
Well, Nintendo of
All right, ladies
America,
and
yeah,
gentlemen.
sure, because America hates unions.
It's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, get your spinfoil hats on.
Yeah, spin foil hats on.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry,
Yep.
Destiny beam. My
You
bad.
spin that foil from the foil yarn.
Yeah. I guess in the same vein for Game Boy or whatever, we did get news earlier on today about Game Freak opting in on having 4-day weekend, having 3-day weekends,
We sure did, yeah.
and
That is
4-day
a
work
really big
weeks.
thing because Game Freak is a Japanese company,
Yeah.
Yeah,
right?
I'll be honest, that's
And in
what stood out
Japan,
to
a
me.
4-day week is unheard of. It truly
Yeah.
is.
Yeah.
That's
Well,
amazing.
Japan needs it, honestly.
Yeah. Yes.
Sure do.
Very much so. Holy fuck, that would be revolution. Actually, I hope it does work out. I really do, because then other companies will be seeing a working model and
Yeah.
might emulate it for their companies. And I
Well,
hope that
okay,
is the
in
case.
Japan, yes.
Yeah,
Because we know that
truly.
this is a common thing in other parts of the world.
I
Mhm.
know, but this is Japan we're talking
yeah, so
about.
this could be big for monkey see, monkey do, essentially.
Well,
They
this
need
is
to
how
see it working.
this is how you know the younger generation of Japan's actually getting up into the decision making places or whatever. Because if it was still all of the old people from back in the day, they would still be like, "No, you work 7 days a week, 12-hour days."
Yeah.
But yeah, this is an optional thing too. So like people that work at Game Freak, they can work 5 days a week if they want to, but
Yeah.
they have the option to take an extra day off for the week for purpose of childcare, family care, anything to be done on a monthly basis, or to give a flexible work environment. To
Yeah, that's good.
So now
just
we're going to
to
find out how companies can subvert this by hiring people who just want to work 5 days a week.
yeah, it's just true.
Hmm.
But
Although they could also do a hybrid thing with it, like, maybe one day
Yes,
actually say, I'm
that'd be
going to
really
just
cool.
do remote. I won't
yeah,
come into the office.
yeah. So
A lot, like, I don't know about anyone else, and maybe it's just because I live in America and where I live in America, and my commute fucking sucks. But like a huge thing for me, I would happily work an extra day if it just meant I didn't have to leave my house.
Yeah.
yeah,
Because like
fair.
a lot of the stress that comes with working in a city is getting from where I am to the city.
I agree.
Mhm.
Except I live 2 miles away from work, and I either walk to work or walk home.
Well, fair. Yeah, no, I have to suffer through like 2 hours, maybe more, of traffic in both directions at the height of rush hour.
Yeah.
But in general, it's not an issue for me. But I mean, like not having to deal with that at all would be grand, especially on Mondays. Especially on Mondays.
I hope this picks up traction in other companies in Japan. I know it's specifically with Creative Business Unit 3 in Square Enix. They actually have pretty good a work environment there. Yoshi P doesn't allow people to overwork themselves.
Soken just
if they
chooses
don't
to.
want to. Yeah, so Soken just chooses to.
For Soken, this isn't work. This is a way of life.
And Yoshi P just chooses to.
yeah, that man also.
Everybody else probably also just chooses to, or whatever. It's just he sits there and is like, if you guys need off, take off. All right. But other places in Japan just doesn't do that, and Japan's known for having a very shitty office culture. So only years will erode that away, hopefully. I think our last thing about Nintendo is that there's a repair center that was responsible for fixing Joy-Cons and Nintendo Switch consoles. They were reportedly being overwhelmed with requests and have made frequent mistakes. And I think we all know that.
Hugely surprising.
Because Joy-Cons are shit. Yeah, so I mean, Joy-Cons are shit, so they always get the request to fix your Joy-Cons, and whether if your Joy-Cons ever came back fixed or not was probably because they had too many people asking them to fix their Joy-Cons, and you would just have to keep asking them to fix your Joy-Cons, and it was a never-ending cycle.
It was something when the Switch first came out, a lot of people were curious about. And it was, why would you make something that feels so cheap? And at the time, that argument was belittled as just being ignorant and being needlessly aggressive towards Nintendo. But we have seen since that, yeah, they clearly cheated where they could, and now we, the consumers, are paying the price. Quite literally, sometimes twice or three times.
Yeah.
Just having made a normal controller could have possibly subverted this. Though, I think I've heard reports of the PS5 having drift issues.
The original, um,
I mean,
the
how original is original? The game, the thing's been out for like 2 years,
no,
and
no,
most people
I
could
meant
only have it for like a year.
no, the so like I was telling you a couple weeks ago, the PS5 controllers, the DualSense controllers that on the back of their FCC ID ends in 1, which is like the first makes of the controllers, like the original runs of the controllers or whatever. Those have the higher percentage of drifting. I do have a controller that has started drifting a little bit because both of my controllers end in 1. But there are newer controllers that have been made that end
Yes,
in
yes,
A,
yes.
that have newer technology within their sticks that prevent them from drifting as easily. So unlike Nintendo, Sony has made
Sure,
progress
it's
in fixing it.
excellent to hear. Whereas Joy Cons are still all prone to drift. A matter of fact, which I've used painfully and frequently because I immediately picked up a Pro controller. Yeah, that sucks. It doesn't take center, and then they just forever list easily to the left.
Yeah. Um. So I mean, like, it's not surprising that like the obviously that the repair center keeps getting overwhelmed with the stuff because Nintendo hasn't made any pushes to actually fix your Joy-Cons. They just keep making the same. So that's just very unfortunate to hear. Moving on. PlayStation or Sony has announced their dates for their new PS Plus tiers. And they're rolling them out different in each region.
Yes.
Asian markets are getting it in May 23rd. That's specifically not Japan. That's other places around Japan. While Japan gets it on June 1st, the Americas get it on June 13th, and Europe gets it on June 22nd.
It feels like this is something that not all at once isn't a big deal. So
Yeah.
if anything, maybe they catch something and we see delay. I don't see this being a terrible thing to have week instead of all at once.
Yeah. I think there was another PlayStation thing that just happened today. There's 2 PlayStation things that happened today. PlayStation is actually reportedly setting up a new game preservation team, which it goes against everything Jim Ryan said throughout the entirety of the advertisement of PS5.
It sure does, doesn't it? Because he's been very standoffish against playing old games, which makes no sense whatsoever. But all right, do you? And I didn't have a chance to read this article, so this is genuinely PlayStation seeking to find of making their older library, which seems great. Couldn't have gone the Xbox direction and make them compatible and playable, but
It'll be interesting to see what this. So this is probably what I think it was Jeff Grubb was talking about, how he said that Sony or PlayStation might be figuring out a way to bring emulation for the PS3 to the PS5. And this
please.
this might be what the game preservation team actually actually is trying to do. So hopefully that's the thing, because we need that to fuck streaming these games. But on the bad side of some of this PlayStation news is that, according to some game developers, Sony is actually requiring devs to offer limited time trials, game trials for the PS Plus Premium subscribers, for games that cost more than $34. They have to be the trials have to be 2 hours long. Devs have up to 3 months time to offer the time trial, and the change would not be retroactive.
I mean, on one hand, like guaranteeing there's a demo for a game that's over a certain amount, it's good. Try before you buy type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know.
It's locked away behind the $18 paywall, though.
Okay.
It's not a free demo. You're paying $18 to be able to play this demo.
Oh, that's stupid. Okay.
Because that's what the premium subscription service is. It's like $18, and you get like all this like random stuff. This doesn't. Okay, so this isn't replacing normal demos. The developers can still make normal demos for normal people to play or whatever. It's just that they're also like Sony's also just requiring these developers to make these 2 hour game trials.
Do they get an extra cut? Like, is there an incentive to do this besides being told to?
I mean, I hope so, but there's obviously Sony's not gonna come out and say. I mean, these are just game developers that are like leaking some of this information.
So what's stopping them from like basically releasing the same demo for the free one?
I mean, I would assume it has to go through some checks and balances with Sony, and be like, you can't put this in there and put this there. You know, you can't put the same thing out. So that's what I'm assuming. Like, I mean, obviously Sony's gonna like be able to see that and be like, oh no, we're not. You're not doing this. Anyway, that's interesting. We have a small little Ubisoft segment here. Kotaku sources, which are current and former Ubisoft dev leaders, they suggest that the company is gearing up for a possible buyout for them, which will be interesting. It'll be probably if it does happen. I think Ubisoft is sitting at like 5.56 billion market cap. Would obviously be the second biggest game developer buyout if it ever happens. I'm just curious as to who's gonna do it, because I don't see Microsoft laying down another $6 billion on a game company just right after they spent as much as they did on Activision Blizzard.
Yeah.
Maybe Sony, but I also don't see Sony doing it either. I think Ubisoft probably needs it, because I know the heads over at Ubisoft have like their heads up their asses. So, and maybe it'll I mean, with this next announcement, Ubisoft also announces Project Q, which is a team battle arena, apparently letting players to truly own the experience, which is a weird line to say, even after saying that there's no plans for NFTs to be involved in it.
Oh yeah, no, they had to clarify. People immediately jumped on the Twitter thread, right? Like, no, it's no NFTs.
Yeah, the person running the social media account was like, we have no plans on NFTs. We have no plans on NFTs and internet. But like saying to truly own the experience kind of feels like you're wanting to put blockchain stuff in it, because that's apparently how you truly own stuff.
Play for profit, that kind of thing, right? That's what the blockchain things are related to gaming.
So I mean, it's gonna be weird. It's called Project Q, which kind of goes in line with their Ubisoft Quartz initiative thing that they were doing, which involves NFTs. So I'm just
Quote starts with Q.
yeah. So
Dun, dun, dun.
it's I'm yeah, probably this looks like it's gonna be heavily involving like stuff like this, but I mean, who knows? Next up we do have Paradox. They stated that if anybody wanted to make a Vampire the Masquerade video game, they're 100% allowed to. They have
Yeah,
no
that
problems.
is kick ass. Yeah, this is bouncing off a game jam thing that they did, and they're basically the materials being released. You can make a game with their IP. It's cool.
Yeah, obviously if you make a video game and it sells or whatever, you'll probably have to pay like them
Yep.
a certain amount of money, but they said any game developer can take it. They can
Yep.
use their IP.
Yeah, they even released a sort of engine that you can download as well.
Oh yeah, that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
So I mean, maybe we'll actually get a good Vampire the Masquerade video game instead of all the shit that we're getting now. And lastly, Sony finally announced that they're putting variable refresh rate into their PS5s this week. This is a thing that they've said would be in the PS5 for the past year, and it hasn't been implemented until now. It's not being implemented in every video game. There is a list somewhere on Twitter. It'll be easy to find. I don't have it actually in front of me. But it'll be actually I might have it actually in front of me. I do have it in front of me. Astro's Playroom, Call of Duty Vanguard, Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, Destiny 2, Devil May Cry 5, Dirt 5, Godfall, Marvel's Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Ratchet & Clank Rift Apart, Visit Resident Evil Village, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, and Tribes of Midgard. These are all games that will support variable refresh rate. So if you were looking forward to that, I know a couple of people that were very much looking forward to that and have been literally talking about it nonstop since. Enjoy. You now have you'll now have this this thing in there. So I will probably load up Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart and turn it on to see how it changes my my refresh rate on my TV. Hopefully. But that's all the news we have for this week. This has been a very hard episode to actually record because there has just been some Discord problems the past couple of days, and I have a lot of editing to do on this thing, so it might not come out it might not come out this Thursday, but if it does, kudos to me for doing a lot of editing.
Yep.
Leek, what are you doing this week?
I am gonna play Sonic Mania. That's what I'm doing.
Dude, you get the Totino's Pizza mod.
Yeah, I know. I got the Steam version, so yeah, maybe I could.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I can't wait to display through that. I was also always very impressed. Already, like they basically do homages for the levels rather than just having the straight up level in there. So that's what's neat about it.
Sweet. Dalit, are you able to speak what you might be doing this week?
Hey, with everything wrapping up, I plan on picking up Sifu and beginning that sure. Because I promise.
All right.
They're going to be releasing new difficulty levels for that, actually.
So I've heard, yeah. We'll see.
We will see.
I
and
kind of hope I get in there before that, so I can test before and after.
True. That should be good. And I'm going to be playing Murkuro no Kiseki because I need to get through that game so I can play Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and beat that, and so I can be prepared for July. So hopefully. Yeah.
I nearly did a Pinky and Brain impression with Pinky going, so what's happening in July, Brain? What the fuck is wrong with me?
Going to take over
the same
world.
Thing that new game announcements.
Yep. Actually, yeah. New game announcements will happen sometime in June and July, too. Because that's just what happens. But yeah, if you made it this far, through our choppy recording for this week, thank you, and please hit that like and subscribe button, please. And we will see you guys next week.
Bye-bye.
Au revoir! Before you go, remember to like, comment, and sub to us. Not only does it help out the channel and let us know what you're into, but it also makes you 100% cooler than everybody else. I checked with Aqua. It's definitely